Previously on Unique Noise. Nothing. Actually, nothing.
I forgot what we did.
What
was previous?
We recorded.
Oh, we did questions
about
we did
mentors, and we did a quiz.
Yeah, we did a quiz. Unique Noise presents Who Are You? Where we interview you and get to know you on a deeper level with your hosts Joel and
Sam,
along with today's quote from Lorraine Hansberry. Is that an actual berry name?
Or Hansberry, I don't know.
Oh yeah, Hansberry.
I don't know.
That sounds more correct than Hansberry.
It depends on where she's from.
True.
And
is that an actual berry?
And we don't do research on this show, so take that, America. And everywhere else. Do your own research. Don't be lazy.
Yeah, let us know if Hansberry or Hansberry is an actual berry.
Honestly, I'm trying not to sound so desperate, but I'm like, I'd kill for some arguments with our fans. I'm like, argue with us. It'll be funny. I think it'll be funny. Argue with us. Tell us we're wrong. I'll tell you why you're incorrect.
Works for me. Anywho, Lorraine says, there is always something left to love. And if you ain't learned that, you ain't learned nothing.
Yeah, I liked the double ain't. I thought it was fun. Also very very appropriate. So the pages are where the pages are regardless. And I feel like I've kind of been struggling in that zone.
Of love?
Yeah.
Well, we already know you don't love yourself.
No, I tolerate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing all right. We're not great, but we're doing all right. And I don't know. I've been feeling
No love for your parents?
No, kind of like a passerby. So I've kind of made the decision to stop focusing on myself in that sort of way, where I'm like, I'm gonna do the things that I know I need to do to take care of myself, and then figure out like how I can be of service to other people, because I've just been kind of feeling like I'm not. Respect is a strong word. It's not a lack of respect, I don't think, or maybe it is.
I would say no.
But it does feel like there is this weird like, oh, well, Sam doesn't care. It's not a big deal. I just like won't talk to him. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
Oh, wait, from other people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought from you.
No, specifically
from...
from...
you respect yourself.
Yeah, no, it's specifically from like outside forces where it's like the... my... Not even needs, but like my comfort seems to be like very secondary to others, or I have felt that way.
What about the
recently.
objects?
What do you mean?
Because the quote is something.
Oh yeah, no. So this is beside this. This is just on the subject of love specifically. Okay. Like, so love and respect, and again, I think respect's maybe too strong of a. I don't know what word I'm searching for, but I know it's lacking. Yeah. Where it's like the, like I feel like an afterthought for some stuff, and something just came up today, and I was actually pretty irritated about it. But I didn't have an argument about it because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. And it would have just been me getting angry at somebody and then zero resolution. But it was like, oh, well, it's going to be a hassle to do this thing that you want. And I'm like, so what? It's fair. I'm not asking for something like outside of fair and like basic human like wants or needs in this fucking neighborhood. So I'm going to tell you a story real quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Because I'm lost and I'm like, I don't know whether to agree with you or not.
And I'm trying, I'm trying not to get into...
the whole line debacle we had last
time. I'm trying not to get into too much specifics, but... so I park on the street.
Yeah.
The other day I came home I was gone for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had stole my quote unquote spot, which I know is not my actual spot. It's a spot on the street. Yeah. So I had to park like 3 doors down from where I live, which is annoying. And that's something that I have dealt with before in my apartment where I didn't have a parking spot. It's a very annoying thing to me because I've had to deal with it for over a year in that place. So then like buying groceries became like a hassle because I was like, I'm going to have to hike with my groceries. So it's like I started buying less food and all this whole thing, right? So there's a little bit of irritation and trauma or whatever related to that. So I cleared out space in the garage recently.
Okay.
Because we can only fit 2 cars in our driveway. And I had an argument. Well, it was a pretty one-sided argument about parking in the fucking garage. Which ended on, oh, well, my sister-in-law will park in the garage, my brother will park in the driveway, and I'll be just stuck on the street still. And I'm like, what? I pay for my space here. Why the fuck would we create space on the driveway so I could still park in the street? Why the fuck would that be a thing? Who does that help? Who does that, like, that doesn't help anybody. And I'm like for a little bit, I thought he was kind of joking, but I don't think he was. And then I got irritated in a way that I was like, I can't talk to you right now because if I do, like, I'm going to have a blow up. And I'm like, then I'm going to fucking move out. Because I'm like, even a shitty apartment's going to guarantee me a parking space. I'm like, we have space for all 3 of the cars here. Put somebody's car in the garage and we get to play fucking roulette or whatever. Whoever's not driving that day, you go in the garage or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, we're going to have to move some cars around. But it is an inconvenience to him. So he doesn't want to do it. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, then I'm going to move a bunch of shit into the garage, I guess. Or something. I'm going to retaliate, I think. Because it's irritating. And it's like, why can't I park in the driveway of the home that I live in? I live here. And we have space for it. Why would we just keep an empty spot in our driveway? Who the fuck does that benefit? Because the whole thing is like, if we have guests over, right, you know that you can park in that little gap, right? Because you can block us in. If we really needed to go somewhere, we'd move the fucking car. Or we'd ask you to move real quick or whatever, right?
Yeah,
wouldn't be a big deal.
I'm pretty sure it's easy.
Yeah, and even if
well, no,
you
not
didn't
even
move,
the moving.
you could still get out at an angle. Yeah. And I have Andrea park in the same spot or whatever.
Because I do a blockage of kind of both of your guys' driveway.
Okay.
So it's like I know, like, because I'm basically just taking up the dip portions. Yeah. So I'm like, you guys can get up.
Yeah, it's not really like a parking spot, but you're also not like, you're not staying here for 3 days at a time or something like that. You know, like I feel like that etiquette is okay because while it might be annoying for somebody to walk out and say like, your taillight's hanging in my driveway, and you're like, it's fucking fine. You can get around it. It's if you're blocking somebody's driveway where they're like, I can't leave and I don't know whose fucking car this is. Are you the neighbor's guest? Are you somebody across the street's guest? Are you 4 doors down guest? Like, that becomes like an impossible situation. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little irritated about that right now because there wasn't a good reason outside of like, oh, well, that's going to be a hassle to have a 2-minute conversation to see who's driving to work in the morning.
And I don't know the whole situation other than there's 3 cars. If I knew, like, does everyone drive a lot? Like, all this
he
stuff.
And I
like,
usually, like, he and I usually just rotate. So the plan that I came up with was I was like, all right, well, let's put my sister-in-law's car in the garage, right? And whoever is driving in the morning will park behind her in the driveway on the left side. That way, if she needs to leave, because she probably does, we'll already be gone. We leave early in the morning. She'll be fine. And then she can pull out and pull back in or whatever. And it's like, in the crazy event that we get home before she does, I'll park in the fucking street. Or whoever drove to work can park in the street. Wait for her to get home, move the car. It's not a big deal. These are all like very, very like little quote unquote issues. They're not like not. It's not a big deal. But the solution that was presented to me
weekends. How would that work?
Conversations, or I'll park in the street. I don't care. Like, I don't always have to have a spot, but I'm like,
Yeah.
but if there is a spot available, if there is a possible spot available, I don't want to have to park doors down because somebody else is having somebody else over, and they took the spot that I've been taking in front of our house. That's annoying. When we have space, like we have the space, I cleared out the space. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we'll figure out what we're going to do with that space. It's like, what do you mean? That's for a car. That's the only space that's for. It's for a car. We don't need to put anything else in the garage. So and this is compounding with how work is for me, where I'm like, I'm not your fucking employee. So I'm like, he and I are going to have a blowout this month, I think.
Wait. So like in the next couple days? Or next month?
This month in general.
Yeah. 30 days?
Yeah, the next rotating days, like, we're going to have some sort of blowout because I'm like, I was talking to my actual boss about this the other day. And I was like, why do I feel like I'm the fucking warehouse guy right now? I'm like, I was my own warehouse guy, and I respected myself at work. But now I'm just being handed shit, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. At the branch that I'm supposed to be kind of running, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. How do I not know what's going on? Why are people just taking shit? Not saying anything? I'm like, my inventory's fucked up. I'm like, I didn't have this problem before. I know he doesn't listen to the show, but I'm probably going to cut parts of that out.
No worries. But yeah, I don't know about the work stuff, but for the parking situation, I just know it, at least the way the driveway is and stuff, like, yeah, it's an annoyance. So I kind of get both sides. Cause
right.
Like,
no, and I get it because I've had to move cars before when you have limited space. And like, yeah, it's annoying to have to figure out the schedule. I'm like, but it's a 2-minute conversation at most. Where it's like, who's driving tomorrow? All right, you park on the left side. Let's move the cars real quick. It takes 2 minutes. Fuck it. Give me your keys. I'll move all 3 of the cars. I don't give a shit. It's not a big... That's how little of a deal it is to me, where I'm like, I'll move everyone's cars if that's going to be the thing. But because I got written off so immediately and is like oh, well, that's going to be a hassle for me, so I'm not willing to entertain this thought. And I'm like, we just had a conversation about this over the weekend. And then sometime between like this weekend and today, he's like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm like, that's great for you. But I'm like, I'm a fucking human being and I live here. So it's like, and yeah, guess what? Like, then I'm going to start parking in the fucking driveway. You can park on the street. And then if you don't have a spot, then you can deal with that. I'm like, because this is stupid.
yeah, I mean, that works too. Which is, again, why if I ever find the place to live, I'm looking for a bigger driveway.
Same.
Like the one at my house.
Well, because I would imagine, because you have also experienced where it's like, oh, hey, come over. It's not a big deal. And it's like, well, I parked a block away from where you live, which is not a huge deal because I don't come over a lot. But this is why I don't come over a lot, because I'm like, I didn't ask for a half a mile hike to go over to your house.
Wait, whose house?
Not just in general. Like,
oh, okay.
like my place in
not
Whittier.
My house.
No, my place in Whittier was notorious for that. Whereas, like, if it was past like 3 or 4 o'clock, it was like, good fucking luck. Like, good luck. I live here, but like, good luck. I'm gonna have to park up the street somewhere and hoof it down. And I always had bags with me, always. It's fucking annoying.
That's why I also like my bike as well right now.
Right.
It's like I just go out, bring it back inside the garage, and all done.
Right, because do you guys have to do that dance at your place?
No.
Okay.
No, our driveway's big to fit like 5 cars.
Yeah, I like have a I have a
4.
vague memory of how
we have 4 cars and
set up.
one more car can actually fit in there.
Oh, okay.
And technically, if we rearrange it, we can probably have like 6 cars on that driveway without using the garage.
Yeah, you'd just be blocking some people in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is,
some
again,
people
like...
might be blocked in, but...
if you need to, though, then that's what you do, because that's what the space allows for. It's like...
And then we have parking in front, which we can probably park...
like on the street, right?
2 more additional vehicles on the street. And maybe even like a couple more across the street if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like if we want to make the whole fucking street look busy as fuck.
yeah. Which can happen sometimes, right? Like it doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while you have a bunch of people over.
Yeah, there's
and
parties
then,
and you just park there.
And then you park. Well, it's free for all, where you're like, well, that's usually where our neighbor parks, but you're like,
oh, like luckily all our neighbors actually fit their cars inside their actual driveway, so
I'm sure it's safer
no
that
one,
way. Yeah,
there's no one.
Yeah, because you're on a weird cross street.
What? I don't live next to it.
No, you're not.
Mine's normal.
Yeah, you're on it.
Mine's a normal 4-way.
It's an intersection that does have like a 6-way though, right? On the way over there.
A couple blocks down, yeah.
Okay, I remember going over there and being like, "What the fuck is happening here? Like this isn't L.A. What are we doing?"
We're stopping, making sure we were the next ones to go and taking off.
I don't understand why they're like, nah, fuck it. Like we already have 2 roads going through here. Let's put another one right there.
I mean, the one I live next to is a light, and so we just wait for the light to turn green.
Yeah.
But when I drove you to the bar at downtown, we ended up taking that stop sign one.
When I've been over to your house before.
Yeah.
At least once.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not that kind of friends. We just don't.
Well, you only also went there because I stopped there.
Yeah.
To grab something.
You're in my ride. My ride or die.
Like you didn't go.
No, I was
there.
taken hostage. Okay. In bed. I forgot to say it. So what's your best or favorite sleeping position? Are you side sleeper, back sleeper, face sleeper? You sleep with your butt in the air? What do you do?
It depends. Because it's a toss in the air, really. I used to actually sleep on my stomach when I was younger, but now I don't do that.
Because you'll die.
Because I'll die.
Probably, yeah.
No, my neck is a lot more stiffer now. If my neck wasn't as stiff, I might actually contemplate it. Because I have actually laid down on my stomach, and I'm like, oh, this feels so good.
Should we be doing stretches when you get here, you think?
Maybe.
As like a workplace activity? Like limber up?
Limber up while we sit down?
No, I mean, we could do that with everybody, though. Everybody who comes on the show. It's like, no, we're going to do some stretches real quick, because we probably should, and we know we don't.
We're old now. But most of the time, flat on back.
Okay.
Especially because I got used to the CPAP machine.
Yeah, and I imagine it's hard to sleep with that.
On my side.
Yeah, side or obviously on your stomach.
On stomach, but there are times if I don't feel as comfortable on my back, I'll switch over to either left or right side. Doesn't matter as much, but yeah, I'm like all around, but mainly now it's been on back.
Okay.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I tend to do back, and then I overheat, so I need to like air out. So then I'll do like left side, right side, back, stomach. Yeah, I kind of do all the positions, I think, on any given night, which is really annoying. Like
I've done that a couple times where it's like I can't find the right position, which takes me a long time to get to sleep. So I'm like, well, fuck.
That's what happened to me last night. I basically I basically slept like 2 hours last night because of that.
I slept a good probably 6 hours. What was that? No more, 7 or 8.
But you didn't have to get up at any particular time or be anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had to go get my shirts for my job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were handing out some around 9 a.m. I didn't have to wake up super early, but like
right.
I would still wake up.
I was
up at like 7:30.
I was up at 5, and the last time I checked the clock, it was 3, and I was like, "Fuck my life." I'm like, "How am I not asleep yet?" I'm like, I know I'm tired, and like I had reached this kind of threshold where like right around midnight, I was like, "Oh, thank God, I can feel it in my eyes." Mm-hmm. And then I got a fucking second wind, and I'm like, what is this for? What possible scenario would this be helpful? I have to be up in 5 hours, which is kind of like my bare minimum of sleep. So maybe that's it too. Like I think I'm a little on edge today.
Maybe.
Because now I'm now putting that all together, which makes sense. Where it's like everything's kind of irritating. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, at least if you manage to stay up, you'll get some good sleep.
I mean, I'm probably gonna take like a pill tonight.
Have you tried melatonin?
I have. It kind of like I feel the relaxation part, but not the sleepy part, which is annoying. Yeah, because I've had like melatonin gummies before. I used to have melatonin drinks as well. But what I have now are some prescription drugs that are not prescribed to me. And they're actually like it's a nerve blocker. But that's kind of like one of the side effects is we were told, oh, it's like having a glass of wine. And I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I'm scared because I'm like, well, I was taking them for a while. Because somebody was getting them, and I was just being given them, and it was helping. It was helping me sleep for a little bit, and then I had like a super vivid nightmare, and I was like, I don't want to do this shit anymore, because I was like, that's fucked up, and I was like in and out of it, so it was like super crazy fucking nightmare, super vivid, detailed, like very very vivid, which is not normal for me.
Do you remember it?
Oh yeah, I wrote it down. Okay. And then, like, I had a talk with my therapist about it, and I was like,
what does this mean?
No, I was like, please don't put me away for this. But I'm like, but I do want to talk about it. But I'm like, I feel like the contents of the story that I tell you is going to make you think like I should be put away in an institution. But I'm like, I know what it's from. I did my research. It is one of the rare side effects for this drug. So
other than sleep, there's another side effect that induces a dream?
It's very specific, vivid nightmares. But like I had to do some digging to find that out because that's how like I guess uncommon it is. And I'm like, well, unique. No. But yeah, so I'd stopped taking them for a while, and I think part of that was also like where I was mentally when that was happening, like not in like a super great place, probably like season 3 for us. I don't remember. I know that I was like kind of like this was rocky. It felt like at that time.
Yeah.
So I think there was definitely like a bad mix in that specific time. So then I've tried them again, and they just don't put me to sleep. So either I've grown a tolerance for them after taking like 10 of them.
I don't think you can grow a tolerance for that, at least that quickly.
I mean, it is possible. Like I do have a pretty high tolerance to like medication. specific, like pills specifically, where like even like I have extra strength Tylenol. It's like it worked a couple times, and now I'm like, I'd have to take 8 of them, and I'm like, and I don't want to take 8 of them. That's an excessive amount for like, well, I'll just kind of deal with whatever minor pain I'm in.
It's growing pains. It'll be fine.
Well, no, because I used to get like really bad headaches at the last job.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take those like when it happened, and they're rapid release. So it's like I knew and could feel when they were relieving my headache, and now it's like, no, they don't work. And then like when I was having my whatever, all the shit that was going on with my
have you found out why you're getting the headaches?
Oh, I knew exactly why I was getting the headaches.
Okay.
There was a very particular person that was giving me the headaches.
Okay, it was people's.
It wasn't light. It was one person.
It wasn't like light induced.
No. It was one specific person.
Okay.
And you remember my office. It was like super zen in there. I had like yellow light, and it was like,
yeah.
I think somebody told me, because I was playing like all that 50s music and stuff. Like it was super chill in there. Yeah, no, it was one person.
I know.
Yeah. And then, and then I took some stuff like, when I was having that thing with my tooth not that long ago, I was like eating that shit. It was not doing shit for me anymore. I was like, so I just stopped taking them because I'm like, these don't do shit. I'm like, when I'm in actual pain, I'm like, and this is not relieving the pain, what's the point of taking it?
Tylenol, I guess you can technically take Tylenol for tooth stuff, but you mainly want to take ibuprofen. Yeah,
I just knew that I shouldn't be taking aspirin, which is what the other stuff I have is, which is for my back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, ibuprofen would be the
I'm pretty sure I had some.
Want to take
I'm pretty sure I had both though. I think I was kind of alternating. Like I had like extra strength Tylenol, which is like 500 milligrams a pill, and then I'm pretty sure I got the prescription I got was ibuprofen. But even before that, I know I was taking some Advil.
Okay, yeah, because
isn't Advil ibuprofen? Yeah, because Tylenol is acetaminophen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it depends because the dosage might have been different from the prescribed one that you got.
Oh, so, yeah. The prescribed one that I got was like heavy duty.
Yeah,
it was like 800 milligrams or some shit. And it was like a horse pill. It was so fucking big.
Yeah, because the only reason I remember this is ibuprofen deals with a lot of like with the inflammation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that swells or helped it swell down. The Tylenol is mainly for like, it's a blood thinner, so it's like it just helps blood circulate better.
In any case, I'd love to take them to help me sleep because they're like non-habit forming and stuff. Like there's all these like good benefits for it and stuff, but I'm like, I guess I haven't done research into like dosages, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure if they're gonna work, I'm gonna need to take more than one, which troubles me. I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer to just fall asleep. That'd be the preferred method. So,
you tried meditation?
Yes. Which, again, I feel like relaxes me, but doesn't make me sleepy.
Mm.
And like I can be relaxed and sit in bed for 4 hours. And where I'm like, oh, I'm not worried about anything. And I'm like, oh, there's that one thing. I'm like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And then I can kind of like write most stuff off. But yeah, last night was...
Have you tried counting sheep?
I was doing breath exercises last night. Which is not counting sheep, but...
Similar.
It is counting, and it is also the breath work, which is kind of like a combination of counting sheep and doing meditation. But yeah, no.
White noise? Oh yeah, you had the fans on.
When I go to sleep, those are on full blast. Like there is only white noise in here. But yeah, I turned the TV off because the TV's bright, and can be distracting and stuff. So it was just like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. Well, I need to make sure I sleep tonight because I have to drive a car in the morning with a passenger. who is for some reason hell bent on me not parking in the driveway. Next question.
I mean, I would say just keep him hostage until he answers.
No, so
until you have that discussion.
my retaliation
In the car.
method was originally just going to be like, then you can drive in separate. I was like, no more carpool. I'm going to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning every day, which I know you're not going to be able to keep up with, and I'm going to come home every day at 2. And you can park in the street because I'll be here first. And I know you'll take orders up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon for some reason. I'm like, I'm not going to stay. I don't need to be there. I'm like, most of the time when we get home, it's because he's finishing stuff up. I'm like, I don't need to be there. I don't need to be there for an extra hour just sitting there waiting for him to be done. It's like, oh yeah, it helps with carpool. I'm like, for you? But I'm like, if I leave at 5 and I leave at 2, I don't need carpool. I can get there in under an hour both ways. I'm like, which is kind of like the whole point.
That's not traffic hours,
Yeah.
or at least for those directions.
A lot less than it is at 3.
Yeah.
Once you get past once you get past 2:30, it's like now you've added 20 minutes to your commute. Easy. Mm-hmm. And if we leave at 6, which is kind of what we've been doing, same thing.
It's what's it called? Those hours, the ones that you leave at are not hours that a lot of people drive at. They're still a good amount because there's still probably going to be some
everyone
traffic.
Who lives in the Inland Empire who works in Long Beach drives the way that I do. And there's a lot. There's still kind of a lot. It's just different annoyances because there's less people, but you have equally as much annoyance because everyone who's driving at that time should probably not be driving at that time. Where they're like, they just rolled out of the bed, turned their car on, and just started driving, and you're like, you're asleep. You need to get the fuck off the road. You're asleep. Like, I could tell you're asleep. You're driving 40 miles an hour in the left lane.
That's how accidents happens, and then that's how backup happens because of people in the morning.
Yes. So,
yes, I understand.
If you're not awake, then don't get in the car. It's not that important to get to work, or it shouldn't be.
Anyway, next
question. So, do you or would you share the bed with a partner or a pet? So that's kind of like a 2-part question, which is why we only have 3 questions today for this stuff.
Would share it with a partner.
A partner, yeah.
Like, I'd even share it with friends. But
if you needed to,
yeah.
But a pet,
but not with a pet.
So you wouldn't let a dog or a cat in your bed? If it was
pets are outdoor for me.
Okay, well, if it was
there's no indoors for me.
If it was an indoor pet?
No.
It's just you have that rule?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Not on bed. They're not allowed on the bed. That's why they have their own bed. Go over there.
See, now I'm like 100%. Dogs less so than cats for me. But it has to be a strictly indoor cat. It cannot be a cat that goes inside and outside. If that's the case, they're outside. If it's a strictly indoor cat, I can do that because I know they're clean. And with a dog, I feel like dogs get dirty like very quickly, or much more quick because they don't clean them. They don't actually clean themselves. Cats will actually groom themselves and stuff. And then you can double groom a cat. With a dog, it's like, if you didn't just take a shower and you're not dry, like completely dry, there's no fucking way. I don't need to roll over. I don't need to roll over and smell like wet dog. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you smell like wet dog, there's no fucking way.
That's a reason why it's called smell like wet dog.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I'm sure there's some like essential oils or something that you can.
And this is again just me. Like, let's say I actually have a partner or like a wife. Mm-hmm. Then if the wife had an indoor pet,
so you would put up with it.
I would put up with it. Okay. I wouldn't like it as much.
Well,
but I would put up with it.
If she's your wife, then there's an established relationship there where you're kind of like, I knew this going into it, and we still got married. So you're kind of like, well, I wouldn't do this, and if we're ever not together, you're taking this with you.
Well, yeah.
But I will put it up with it for our relationship. Basically, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I can't do that. She's offered a few times. I'm like, this is not going to end well. Because you're going to get mad. I know you're going to get mad. Because I know you've seen me with some of my cats. I don't know if you saw me with all of them before.
No, not all of them.
But even that was probably also tamed, though, too, because if you were in the apartment, they were probably not hanging out very much. Because they were all COVID cats. They were a little less social.
Well, I've never been in that apartment. The only time I went in that direction was to pick you up to fucking do polls out in who knows where.
Okay.
Technically, the only time I saw you with pets was at your ex's when you were training the puppies or the dogs, the little chihuahuas, house sitting.
Oh, at her parents? Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, no, I'm a very invested owner of pets. So it's like there will be a very like symbiotic relationship, which tends to create problems for the human I'm in a relationship with, regardless of who it is, because they're like, well, you don't act like that with me. I'm like, they act like that with me. I'm reciprocating. I'm like, I reciprocate. I'm like, if you come at me with like some weird shit, you're not getting this. I'm like, but their love is pure, and they just like, they want to cuddle and have they want attention, so they're coming to me for attention. I will give them the attention. If you do not come to me, I can't just chase people all the time, or else that would be my entire life. Is just constantly chasing people and being like, okay, like. I'm a very affectionate person, but I've learned over time that it's not always appropriate. So if you want any affection, I will give it. But you need to want it, because it's like, Papa, don't stop. Papa, don't stop.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's probably not a good phrase to say. So I was just thinking about it on a shirt. I'm like, well, the context is missing. I'm like, there's lots of ways to say Papa, don't stop. Yeah, we don't need to read into that anymore.
Nope.
If you want a Papa, don't stop, sure. No. Okay, last question. Well, not last question, but last question of bed questions. Do you have any pain or heat issues while you sleep?
Yes and yes, but also depends when.
Okay.
The pain stuff it depends on if I'm already in pain as I'm going to sleep, because if my back ends up going out or anything like that, then I will have pain going to sleep. Some neck pain when I wake up, not when I go to sleep.
Okay.
And then heat-wise, I definitely sleep hot. So around this time frame, I'm usually just sleeping on top of the bed, not getting into the covers.
Same. I only have one blanket on the bed right now because it's been fucking hot. But yeah, same. I more times than not have lower back pain, which is, I think, attributes to my tossing and turning throughout the night, and then also constant overheating issues, even when it's not. That's why I'm like I almost got a ceiling fan because I know I can install one in here, but I'm like, I'm only gonna be here for a year. I can't justify it, which is why I bought the standing fan. But I'm like, I need another one of those, I think, is the issue.
You're already gonna plan on moving out of here?
Well, we only have a 1-year lease.
Oh, so they're just gonna kick you out?
I don't think so.
Not a plan of renewal.
I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna kind of default to like a month-to-month thing until they're ready to move or they buy a house.
Okay.
And I'm trying to kind of line up the leases with Andrea because we've been talking about that.
Nice.
Also, just a casual FYI, at the time of this episode's release, we will have officially passed over our 1,000 mark of listeners.
Oh, okay.
Which is good for us, I guess. But
yay!
But don't do the math.
I never did the math.
Well, because
I had a few questions and it was like I still couldn't figure out the math.
Well, I'm saying, so the math, if you want to know, and I can cut this out too. So we've done about 70 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is 71, actually. So we have an average. Oh, that's actually not bad. I thought it was going to be lower. So average of 14 listens per episode.
Okay.
It's better.
Well, because you said a lot of people, there's a lot that are actually on the first episode.
Not that many. It's like a 20 to 30 kind of gap.
Okay.
Where there's like, or maybe it's 40. It's like some weird random number. But yeah, it's not a ton still. And then everything else is kind of like scattered about and like randomly, like I think Aaron's episodes usually do better because he's the only person who reposts.
Yeah.
So then we're getting a secondary audience who doesn't actually follow us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that
he should be your co-host.
I mean, not unless you quit, or if you want to float into the background or something.
I definitely want to float into the background. I'm waiting for the right moment.
You just don't want to leave me hanging, so that I'm just doing this by myself. Because that's probably what would happen. You're like, hey, I'm just not really gonna do this anymore. We can hang out every once in a while, but like I don't want to do the show anymore. I'd be like, okay, cool. So it's just gonna be a monologue of me talking about shit going on.
Yeah, and then we don't hang out because you don't want to find the time to hang out.
I was just thinking about that a little bit too, where I was like, because it was one of those it was one of those afternoons for me where I was just like, I was already kind of irritated from earlier, and then again I think the lack of sleep thing. I can feel it in my eyes now.
Yeah. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm like, why are we doing this? What is this for? And I was like, oh, it's the only way that I will actually talk to people, apparently. Because somewhere in my head, it's like, oh, well, this is the excuse to talk to people.
Yeah. I would say I would help you with this until you find a new way to mingle with people.
I think I'm going to die by the time I'm 50. So, like, we got, I don't know, like 15 years left.
Mm-hmm.
And then this will just serve as kind of like a journal of sorts. Where it's like, nah, he wasn't very happy. That's probably why he's dead. He's only 50. He was only 50? Oh, God. He looks like he's 20. No, I'll look old by then. I'll do lots of drugs in between.
Around that time frame is when the Asian gene just gives up on trying to make you look young.
You should see my mom's cousins. They're older than she is. And I'm like, how do you still look the same? I'm 30 years older. How do you still look the same? What's happening?
No. You get half of it.
No, so it's because it's not a look thing. It's a behavioral thing, is what I've been noticing with Japanese, women in general. Because I don't have a lot of experience around Japanese men, but yeah, it's a movement thing. It's the way that they move through the world, and you're like, oh, you are older. I'm like, you don't look older, but like I can see that you're older by the way you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already good at that, though. Hands behind the back, tilted forward a little bit. I've been practicing my old Asian man walk since like 2012. I'm good. We're good. It's fine. I already have the bad back. Just lean into it. Questions. Let's talk about love. Shall we?
Talk about, I guess. First question. What does love mean to you? How has your definition of love evolved throughout your life? Well, this is a three-parter. What experiences shaped these changes?
Okay, one thing at a time. Okay, what was the first part?
The first part is, what does love mean to you?
Okay, so, wait, but the second part was, how has it changed, right?
No. So the second part was, how has that, evolved. So how has that definition of love evolved throughout your life?
Okay, let's do those two. No, fuck it. I'm just going to do, here's what I used to think love was, and here's what I think it is now.
Sure.
So I think growing up, love used to be like this, this magical force that like could change all these things about life, and it was very magical was kind of like the word behind it, right?
Mm.
And it was like, oh, everyone only has one soulmate, and blah blah blah, blah. Like all these romantic ideals and stuff based off of movies and television and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then I think growing up, I've learned that it's a choice. You choose to love people, and there are people that I think you can love or be in love with that you don't necessarily have a choice for, but like you can choose not to love someone. It's not that hard. You and I have done quality control before. It's like you can nitpick at something until it's garbage.
Or you can spot garbage right away.
Right. So it's like, I do think that it is a choice. It's like overlooking somebody's, quote unquote flaws, and deciding it's like, oh, well, these are not necessarily traits that I would seek out, but I see you as a whole person, and I do love you as a whole person, like flaws and all, like all the beautiful stuff, all the flawed things, like whatever, like it's all, people are very complex and nobody's perfect. And if you're looking for somebody perfect to fall in love with or to be in love with, there's kind of a difference, but whatever. You're going to be looking for a long time because everyone's got something wrong with them. So it's like, who can you not put up with, but like, who can you accept as a full individual, as opposed to, well, I like this, and this about you, but I don't like these other three things about you, so you're off. Like, I'm not going to deal with that. Those are choices. So I think, yeah, I've learned that, and I think over time too, I've learned that anybody can kind of fall in love with anybody, just based off of its timing and circumstance, I think. Where it's like, I'm going to give you an extreme example in the sake of comedy. If you and I got stuck on a stranded island, or if you and I were stranded on an island together, you and I would figure out a way to love each other.
Or I would figure out a way to
we're stuck.
Eat you.
Nope.
And
we're not talking about that. Okay? There's only one... There's only one way you're eating me, and I don't do that. I don't do that, okay? People don't get to touch my butt. Well, the inside of my butt. You sick fuck.
I mean, I'll cook it first, but...
I was talking about you eating out my ass.
I know.
Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page. And then the third part of that question?
The third part is, what experiences shaped those changes?
I mean, I've been in a lot of... Well, I wouldn't say a lot of relationships, but I've been in enough relationships to where it was like, I think in every instance I was very, very, very connected there. And like it was the center of my universe at the beginning. And then things start to taper off, and then it's like, oh, I guess I'm not in love with this person, but I was infatuated with them. And then it's been a journey figuring out, like, how do I love somebody properly without giving them, like, this weird 6 months to a year lifeline of, oh, well, I guess I'm not in love with you because you left the toilet seat up. You know, like weird random shit like that. Not that I know anybody who does that, but this is just the first thing that came to my mind.
Like toilet seat. Why are you up?
I'm like, why is this up? You're a woman. I'm like,
so you think.
I'm like, so you just been sitting on the bare bowl? I'm like, that's enough. Like, we don't need no, but yeah, just like, I think I let things annoy me about exes or previous people that I've been involved with that in the grand scheme of things were probably not that big of a deal. And then I've also been married and divorced, so like I feel like I learned a lot about that as well, and like either again not putting up with things, accepting things that are out of your control with somebody else, and recognizing like this is not like this is an actual person. So it's not just like a, I think romance and love to me has always been kind of like the I mean, it hasn't always been sexual because I haven't always been sexual. Like as a teenage, like as a, just coming up as a teenager, I was like, I'd do anything to hold a girl's hand. When I was 13, I'm like, we can hold hands. I'm like, you want to kiss? I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know if I'm ready for this. But that was also part of my upbringing. So then I think as that evolved over time, I just kind of translated that into sex. And then it's kind of like, well, if we're not having sex, then we're not in love, right? Which is not necessarily the case. It's a great addition. But also, like, if you're not having sex, then there probably is something wrong. Unless you're both asexual, which is also fine. But there needs to be some sort of elevated connection. I think that kind of needs to happen. So that way, like, both people who are, you know, in love or love each other have a way of expressing that in a way that's not for anybody else. So, like, if you're in a committed relationship and you treat everybody exactly the same, then you're like, well, then why are we even in a relationship?
For the other benefits?
Well, sure, there are other benefits, but I'm like, you can do all that stuff with friends. You can have a sleepover with a friend. You can go to the movies with friends. You can go out to dinner, lunch, have breakfast, whatever. You can do all those stuff with friends.
Yeah.
You could share a bank account with a friend.
But, well, the bank account, yeah, is kind of a little bit more, at least, permanent.
Depending on, but you can get that reversed too, as long as you're.
Well, I'm just saying, like, on the other stuff, like sleepover with friends and all that stuff, you can't do it daily.
Why not? If you're both single.
Yeah, at that point, then you're actually together.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, no, but that's what I'm saying. You can have a sleepover with. You can kind of have a rotation of friends that you guys all do that stuff, but there's not actually anything sexual happening.
Right.
That is a possible scenario. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. That's
also just a friend probably would not do that.
Well, depending on who your friends are, and depending on your definitions of what love is and what a relationship is, and vice versa.
Yeah, that would be asking too much for friends.
Not if everyone's willing.
You'd have to find that specific group.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's a lot more harder to find than just that one person that's like, oh,
I'm not saying it's easier to do. I'm saying it's possible. That's all I'm saying is it is possible to have all that
probable.
Stuff. It's all possible to have that. It's not probable, but it is possible.
Nah.
Well, not with the friends that you know, clearly.
That's not with the friends you know either.
No, I'm not talking about me. I know that's not possible with the friends I know. I'm talking about friends that I don't know, of people that I also don't know. I know that there is probably a situation out there that does look like that, where you have like that group of single friends who they're like, we don't want to date each other, but we are going to kind of keep each other company all the time. It's like a sitcom. you know?
It's like Friends.
Yeah. Except for they all started intermingling and stuff. But yeah, it's basically like that scenario where it's like, oh, well, we're just a group of friends and we don't know what we're doing and blah, 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 blah. You know, like, we don't want to get married. And you're like, all right, well, that's what we're doing.
Nope.
I'm not saying I'm into that. I'm just saying it's possible.
I'm saying it's not possible. Anywho, I guess I'll go on to mine. Love right now means to me just a sort of all-round kind of thing where it's like, it's again something you choose, but it's you're choosing to love someone no matter what fault, or to a certain extent.
Right, if it kill somebody that you know that you love also, then you're kind of like, all right, well, I still do love you, but you definitely need to go to prison.
Yeah. Like the love won't stop, but like it, because I see it as like unconditional love, where it's like if I choose to still love someone, I have now chosen to accept some mistakes that you have already, call out certain things where it's like, this is not right. I still love you, but this is not right. You shouldn't be doing this kind of thing, or trying to help them out to make sure that they don't go down wrong paths, essentially, where it's like, don't make this choice because it's not gonna go well for you if you go this choice or that choice. Give them advice, stuff like that, right? Back then, I guess you would say I always thought love as a more, I guess in the terms now it would be lust, because for me love was I have to love the opposite sex, and it's mainly for like marriage and girlfriend and stuff like that.
Yeah, repopulation.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
So
what did they do to us?
I don't know.
What did they do to us?
It was Boy Meets World. I can tell you that much.
You're a Topanga, huh? I never watched Boy Meets World, but I knew everybody was obsessed with Topanga, and I was like, I don't get it.
Well, it's the whole, because the way you explained it, where it's like you soulmate, right?
Yeah,
and that's what it was in that show. Was
correct?
He found his soulmate, and they stuck it out all the way through college, and they married and whatnot.
They had a kid, and then she had a show.
Yeah. So, to me, that was part of it. But yeah, so evolving over time.
Examples from movies and TV, and then you realize you're like, wait a second, this is somebody's fantasy that's being lived out with actors. Yeah, you're like, God damn it.
And how have experience changed that? I have professed love to someone before even like starting, and they're like, you don't know what love, and they're like all that stuff, right? Where it's like, well, now my shot has been shot and been taken down, so I can't try that anymore, and now I have to actually learn what's going on here. That
just triggered me a little bit. I'm crying a little bit.
So
I remember being in those situations where I'm like, I'm in love with you, and they're like, you're not. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, I am. I'm like, I've been thinking about you for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Now after I realized that I was attracted to you, I've only been thinking about you, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Let's see. Well, that stuff, and just probably more shows have also kind of changed it, because once I started watching other shows where it's like you see already a married couple, like Home Improvement or all those other shows where it's like,
there's a different dynamic.
A marriage couple, it's like, okay, now I'm understanding it more.
Well, it's a partnership, and then when you can fit it in, well, especially Home Improvement in particular, right? They got 4 kids, right?
3. Maybe in the later one they might have one, but it's 3.
Okay, so they got 3 kids, right? He's got a job. Does she have a job?
So
She will.
that is one of the conflicts. Is at first she doesn't have a job,
But then she does.
then she does. Then she wants to go to college to kind of like further
Expand,
improve
yeah.
and expand.
So I get that in the sense where you're kind of like, all right, well, what you're really seeing is like domestic partnership,
Yeah.
right? And then there are these glimpses of romantic behavior between the two of them, right? When the like, oh, the kids are gone, blah blah blah, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you get a little smooch session or whatever, and it's PG TV, so like they're not gonna just be like banging it out on the fucking kitchen counter or whatever.
Nope. Off screen.
Yeah,
You'll hear the grunts.
always off screen, and Wilson's always watching. But yeah, I get that.
And then what experiences shaped these? Oh, that was it. Okay.
Home improvement.
Yep. Next question. It says write about, but talk about
yeah, we're not
your
gonna write
first
about it.
love, whether it's a person, place, or thing.
Okay, how far are we going back?
Your first love,
My
whether
first-
it was person, place, or
So
thing.
my first love, as in like, I was very infatuated with a girl in kindergarten.
Okay. Is that all you remember?
I don't ever remember actually talking to her though. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, is that my interpretation of love at that time or my interpretation of love right now? Because okay, if you're out there,
True.
if you went to Deer Canyon and your name is Destiny, I had such a crush on you in kindergarten. And I'm sorry that your parents named you like very clearly like a stripper name. And I apologize if you had not thought about that until just now.
No. It's
A stripper name. Yeah. But yeah, so that was first ever love that I'm aware of and can remember, kindergarten. But that's kind of fucked. I was only 5 years old. So I'm like, where did that come from? Well, I know where it came from. Is an exposure to things before I probably should have been exposed to.
Let's say your first love of what it is, or what how you define it right now. Would that be it? Or when was that first love?
It's hard to tell because I feel like, and I know that I loved. I would say probably everybody that I've been with, or anybody that I'd been like a boyfriend to, right? Or anyone who's been my girlfriend. But again, I feel like I was lacking some very crucial like knowledge and details to be able to like definitively say like, oh, I was completely in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
So junior high,
Sure.
at the peak of why do I don't get why I get. I'm like, oh, I don't want to say their name. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah.
First name is fine.
It's pretty specific, but that's fine. It's not a fucking like secret or anything. But yeah, I dated this girl, Jaylene, for I'm actually not gonna give out that detail. Because it's weird that I still remember how many days, but it affected me. It affected me.
As your first love should.
Right, and she was like my first like real, or, you know, in quotes, real girlfriend, where it was like the like it hurt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt looking at her. It hurt when she like we were only together like a little over a month, and I was just like completely devastated when it happened because I was so unprepared for any. Because I'm sure there probably were signs of some kind, but I was just so like.
You're so infatuated.
No, just on a different fucking planet in terms of like just nuances and just behavior and stuff. Because I was just like, oh, this is my first girlfriend. We're gonna be together for the rest of our lives. And then it was like, it's only been 30 something days, and it was like, oh fuck.
That's the rest of my life?
Right. And I was like, what am I going to do now? I'm like, my life's over.
Oh.
But yeah, that is definitely one. Okay, there's one other detail. I remember like kind of being over it because I was 8th grade for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in high school, I was hanging out with somebody who's friends with her. That might have been like maybe like a year or two after that had happened. And I didn't even like, there was no fact checking or anything, but he was like, oh, you're that. She's like, oh, she hates you. And I was like, what? Like, I just happened to be hanging out with somebody who knew her, and that was like the one thing he told me. And I was like, God damn it. I'm like, what did I do?
That's what you didn't do.
I didn't not do anything. I'm pretty sure I was up front that I was like, oh, you're my first girlfriend. Because I felt like she was educating me. She was like kind of like my first access to the outside world, outside of like church for me. So like she was telling me about like, I remember her writing me a note explaining to me what verbal abuse was, because I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
So you verbally abused her?
No, she's talking about her personal life.
Oh, okay.
Like her home life. No, I did not. I did not hit her. I did not. Yeah, because for me, I'm like, well, my parents hit me, but they didn't really ever like yell at us or anything. There wasn't like a ton of yelling outside of like the brothers in the household. Mm-hmm. Like, so that didn't feel like verbal abuse to me. That felt like normal to me.
Well, even then, like yelling is still technically not verbal abuse.
Yes, there's that too. Like they weren't telling me that I was useless and I wasn't ever gonna, you know, like any of that shit. Which I think was more of like that context. And I was just like, what? I don't understand. It was like a 13-year-old trying to date like an 8-year-old, and like in my head, that was probably where I was. Mm-hmm. Like emotionally speaking.
You weren't mature enough yet.
No. No.
Let's see. For me, first love would have been just the love of the game, my Nintendo. We couldn't be apart. My parents literally had to put tea bags, like warmed up tea bags, to kind of warm up my eyes, because I would be like, my eyes would be red.
Oh, okay.
And like tired, and
like you wouldn't blink.
I wouldn't blink. They'd be dry, so it's like, and they would actually go dry and itchy. So my parents would put one tea bag first, because I wouldn't stop playing. I'd still play with
okay, that's more of a problem with your parents' parenting, I think, than you. Because I had timers for video games. Like, they wouldn't let us play for that long. Mm-mm. It's like, you got other shit to do. Like, you don't have time. Like, you don't have free time. Like, you have an hour of free time right now, and then that's it.
Well, mind you, I was also playing when I wasn't even in school yet. I was like 4,
same.
3.
I think at that time, our parents were telling us, like, you can watch us play. But, like, my parents started having kids at 18. So it's like they were still babies when they were having babies. So they're like, no, this Sega Genesis is for us.
I think my parents were mid-20s. I'd have to do the math, but I'm not gonna. But I would say like early to mid-20s was when they had me.
Gotcha.
My dad did play a bit,
but not
to
as
like
much, right?
to more or less like show me and like
right,
and like how to play the game, and then after that, like I just got it and took off.
Okay, I'm gonna change my answer Well, no, I'm not changing my answer. I'm gonna add to my answer because we're talking about things.
Yeah. That's why I said.
Okay. Well, I wanted to share some of that stuff because I think it's interesting. Mm-hmm. The Mortal Kombat theme, or the Mortal Kombat soundtrack on tape. It was taken away from me and my brothers at a very early age.
The movie soundtrack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. we got it taken away from us because we wouldn't stop. We just put it on and start fighting, and they're like, and like we wouldn't stop, so it was confiscated and destroyed. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it was destroyed. It was definitely confiscated though, because we weren't listening.
Yeah, I mean the other I guess object that for sure, like I would say it's a love, would have been a stuffed brontosaurus, a blue one. And the only reason I say that is because every now and again, and this time I hid it away from my mom, but every now and again, my mom would put it somewhere where it's like, we're going to sell it or we're going to give it away. She put it in a bag to like give to some, like a relative out in Mexico to either sell them or like do whatever they wanted with them.
Is it like super rare or something?
No.
So it's worth nothing.
It's sentimental, no, probably for me.
But that's what, you can't sell it. Nobody's gonna want it. They're like, oh, this. How old is it? 30-something years.
More than
So you still have it though.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's over 30 years old, and it's a stuffed animal that's been cuddled with or whatever. You know. So I don't know who would want to buy that if it hadn't been like freshly washed recently. And even that, it's like you're talking about like a 50-cent thing at like the thrift store. That's bargain bin shit. Keep that. What do you... If it's got sentimental value, that's going to be worth way more than anybody would ever pay for it. Unless you find some billionaire who's like, I had that same one when I was a kid. I'm going to give you $6 billion for it. And then you're like, you bet your ass you're going to sell it.
That's here. In Mexico, they'll buy whatever price they put, and that's free money for the person that got that.
Still not very much money.
That's a lot of money.
6 pesos.
Out in the villages?
6 pesos is not very much money. 6 pesos can't even get you a burrito.
Yeah, it can.
I guess so then. I don't fucking know, Joel. I'm just saying shit. I'm just telling you, keep your shit.
Out in the villages, six
call your mom.
Gets you
call your mom.
Food.
I'm gonna talk to her. Be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to break my boy's heart? No, he's not your little boy anymore. He's my little boy, even though he's older than me.
No. They actually care about me, unlike you.
I don't care about you.
Exactly.
How much Fanta do they buy you?
I don't care about Fanta.
That's your favorite soda. I listened.
Yeah, my mom made me my favorite food for my birthday.
I don't know what that is. And I did send you a birthday text way later than I wanted to. But I don't feel like that matters that much. Because you were probably asleep when I wanted to send you a message. So sending you one later in the day was probably better. So I'm sorry. So
waking up to a message is actually probably the best.
I don't like it. It stresses me out because then I'm like, oh fuck. Like I feel pressured to respond quicker than I probably should.
Yeah, but you know me.
Yeah. Wait. So what did you have? So for the listeners, it was recently your birthday.
It's a favorite side dish.
Doesn't matter.
Kind of thing, but it's a... I guess you'd call it a cold slaw. Carrot, corn, and cabbage, and mayo. But we have it with like meat. So we had chicken, grilled. Well, yeah, grilled chicken.
Is the chicken hot?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have... Okay.
It was almost like a carne asada, but like with chicken instead of...
So chicken on the side, not chicken in the coleslaw.
No.
Okay,
no.
Got it. I was like, because that's... I'm like, you're right. I don't love you the same way. I was thinking about cooking for you today, but I was like, he's going to know this isn't real meat. I'm like, somehow you're going to know. Because I have some hibachi fried rice that I started buying. That shit's really good, but then I've been putting meat in it. But it's not real meat. And I feel like you would be like, you're like, it's all right, but this isn't. I'm like, you fucker.
I would say thank you.
Would you like to try some African ghost pepper sauce?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hot. I have some. I just had it for the first time this weekend. It was much hotter than I wanted it to be, and I'd mixed it with some other sauces, thinking like, oh, like those are covered up. Nope, ripped right through everything else and hit me in the face. There's a picture of a lion on the fucking bottle. But yeah, that shit, like, I was like, oh, we should use this for Thanksgiving this year. Do another hot ones. Which I probably will do again this year. Because I'm like almost out of all of the hot sauces. So I need to re-up.
Nice. But yeah, there's that. And then the Sunday, we went to Farmer Boys because I hadn't had it in a while. So,
Farmer Boys is good. Not
they
like
actually have
not an everyday thing, but like
they actually have
every
like
once in a
chicken
while.
sandwiches now. So like,
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll put avocados in your burgers, and you're like, oh, an avocado burger, and you're like, no, it's the whole avocado.
Yeah.
They load their shit up over there.
Big ass burgers because they put a fucking stick in it.
Also, Roe.
V Wade?
No, Roe, the weight loss drug. They're a sponsor now too. I've lost
Roe?
50 pounds in 2 weeks, and now there's a pill form.
You did not lose 50 pounds.
Why are you gonna do that? You don't want to make money or what?
Huh?
You don't want to make money? We have
What
to
are you
sell
talking-
shit we don't care about. What are you What are you doing? No, Roe's one of the what's that fucking thing called? The injection shits.
Ozempic?
Yeah. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, you remember the first Mortal Kombat when they're
Yes.
No, second Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
When they're fighting Reptile in the underworld or the outer world.
It's the first Mortal Kombat.
Second one.
It's they don't fight Reptile again on the second one, do
They
they?
only fight him in the second one.
They fight him on the first one.
They don't go to the outer world in the first
Yes,
one?
they do. All right,
Yeah.
so Reptile choking lizard
yeah.
tosses him into the thing. Yeah.
You're right. Well, I was right the first time and the second guessed myself, but thank you for
Yes.
pointing me back in the right direction. Okay, so you remember that when they defeat him and there's just a bunch of worms that come out?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like with catchphrases. Where I am just this culmination of a bunch of random fucking references that I've seen on shows and television. And I'm like, why do I say things? Like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Like, who the fuck is like, oh, hey, I got that. That was Bruce Almighty. I remember that one. And the countless Family Guy things that I remember that aren't, like, popular. Or Parks and Rec or The Office and all the other shows I watch. Just sharing. There's no point to it. It was just like Mortal Kombat.
Do you remember Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, and then I just had that image of the worms.
Funny enough, that
coming out.
scene is actually a rushed scene that they wanted to put in after the fact.
So yeah, just a culmination of a bunch of random shit.
Yeah. Which is why it kind of looked like random shit when he died and just insects came out.
Yeah, he's Reptile. He's made out of a bunch of worms and cockroaches. You're like, I guess that makes sense because you're not giving us any other explanation here.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just something they had to cook up then and there.
Well, it feels kind of like a not a jab, but like stolen valor from Oogie Boogie.
Oh.
From Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's him. He's just a sack of worms and bugs, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, I got a loose thread, and it's like, now you're not a person anymore? I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
He just like disappeared, like he dissolved into all the bugs and stuff, and then he wasn't a person anymore. So
Exactly.
it's like
It's the Halloween version of Frosty the Snowman.
So was it a magic sack, burlap
Yes.
sack that he was in?
Yeah.
So the sack was the thing, but the bugs were just the stuffing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with you on that one. I completely disagree with your reasoning, but I'm going to go with you on that one so I can close out the show. Because we've been talking for too long. And nobody likes to listen to our shows that are over an hour.
Yeah. We need to shorten all this stuff.
I could. I haven't. Because
No, we don't.
no one's complained.
Yeah.
Why would I? No one complained to me. I can't just guess at shit. I don't know what's going on. Our audience doesn't talk to us.
Nope.
I think we did lose our Singapore audience, though.
That's fine.
I
I think it was the episode we talked about Singapore.
No, it was recent. I think I was looking at the analytics the other day. I check them every once in a while, and I was just like, "What happened to Singapore? Where'd they go? What did we do? What did we say?" One too many Hitler jokes. Anyways, thank you everybody else for listening. Follow us on social media at Unique Noise on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and YouTube. Like and subscribe. Leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts on the quote or any other suggestions you may have. Check out our website for merch and music at uniquenoise.com. We have a new song out right now. It's playing right now. Ooh, boom, 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 boom. That's not what it sounds like, but you get the idea. It's dancing. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Right at 8.